Rick, are we ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if y'all don't straighten up, I'm gonna move one of you over here.
We're a little tippy. Yes.
This good mountain water's got me all messed up.
My hand out of the way.
It's National Tequila Day.
All right, I call the regular meeting of the Milliken Board of Trustees for July 24th, 2024 to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Will Town Clerk please call roll?
Trustee Beckman and Logan.
Here.
Trustee Lane.
Here?
Trustee Nix.
Here.
Trustee Wakeman.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean.
Here.
Mayor Austin.
Here.
And I'd like to note Trustee Orcutt is absent.
Does anyone have any additions or deletions to the agenda? Hearing none, I'll take a motion.
I move that we accept the agenda as presented.
A second?
Town Clerk, please call for a vote.
Trustee Lane.
Yes?
Trustee Nix.
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman.
Yes.
Trustee Beckman.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean.
Yes.
Mayor Austin.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Citizens' comments. Do we have any citizens that would like to address the board this evening with any comments? Hearing none, we'll skip over that portion of our presentation and go right to the all-important piece that I really enjoy. We've got a new officer in town. So presenting today is Chief Garcia and Town Clerk Carrie Reinbarger.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the board. Good evening. So tonight I want to introduce to you Andrew Matthews. He's the newest addition to our police department. Sitting right there with his wife and his mother. So Andrew was born in Longmont and grew up in Boulder, Colorado. He went to Boulder High School and graduated in 2009. He was on the wrestling team for 4 years and lettered for 3 of them. He was also in Boy Scouts and achieved the rank of Eagle Scout in 2008. He attended Colorado State University, where he graduated in 2013 with a Bachelor of Arts in Anthropology and an additional major in History. He got married to his wife, Sarah, 2020, and they're expecting their first child any day now. He started his career at CUPD as a records clerk in 2013, then became an officer in 2015. He was a CUPD officer for about 7.5 years. While at CUPD, he was a patrol training officer and earned a life-saving award in 2019. After dabbling in construction renovation, he decided to come back to law enforcement. He enjoys all sorts of outdoor activities in the mountains and visiting national parks. He enjoys gardening, reading a good book, and cooking. He also enjoys watching football. His favorite team for college is CSU. Went to CU. CSU and Notre Dame. And for NFL, I like you already, he's a fan of the Broncos. He looks forward to working with the citizens of Milliken and meeting everyone, and is thankful for the opportunity to serve Milliken as a police officer.
Nice. Please join me here and raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Andrew Matthews,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support and enforce
that I will support and enforce
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States of America
of the United States of America
and the state of Colorado
and the state of Colorado
and ordinances of the town of Milliken,
and ordinances of the town of Milliken,
and shall faithfully perform,
and shall faithfully perform,
to the best of my abilities,
to the best of my ability,
the duties of a police officer
the duties of a police officer
for the town of Milliken.
for the town of Milliken.
Congratulations.
Those aren't easy.
we go. Thanks. Nice to meet you.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome.
And I want to thank the support of his family for coming down tonight. Welcome aboard. All righty.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good night.
Okay. Always great to welcome a new officer on board. All right. Meeting minutes. Is there any discussion or comments on the minutes of July 10th, 2024? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve the minutes from July 10th, 2024.
A second?
Town clerk, please call for a vote.
Trustee Nix.
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman.
Yes.
Trustee Beckman.
Yes.
Trustee Lane.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean.
Yes.
Mayor Austin.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions on the paid list of bills? Hearing no questions, we'll move on to the town administrator's report. Administrator Powell.
Thank you, Mayor. Trustees. This one is short this week, so that'll be good. So our public works crews have been busy mowing and weeding and painting the curbs around town. I'm sure you've noticed those being done. I would like to say congratulations to our water department for receiving a $1 million grant from the Department of Local Affairs for the alluvial well blending project. This is huge.
Excellent work on part of our town staff. Thank you very much.
Yes. Yep, a big thank you to John Rabus for helping put the grant together, and Kyle Bayerlein for presenting in Montrose. So presenting our grant application in Montrose last month. So yes, and and a big thank you to the Department of Local Affairs. They have been so helpful to this town in us being able to achieve so many projects that we've needed to get done. So I'm very grateful, as well as the rest of the staff. So, this past month, staff has been putting together an update to the 5-year capital improvement plan, and we will be presenting this to you in an upcoming work session. Wade will be bringing that to you. So, yeah, that's what we've been busy doing. Budget time of the year, so putting together things.
Okay. Any questions from the board?
No questions?
No questions? Well,
Are you going to advertise and kind of let everybody know about that grant, maybe on Facebook or something?
Yeah, we certainly will. We've tried to do that when we've
Yeah,
got them.
yeah.
So
Yes.
yes.
I've got a quick question about a survey team that was out on my street, and they left little colored squares, like painted. They're in.
Oh, yeah, red, blue, red, green, and I saw it too.
Yeah, it's like, and when they're painted, they've got these painted squares that are on the street now, and not quite sure what that's about.
Are those locates or are those from Comcast?
We know from Comcast, we don't know for sure, but I do know what you're talking about.
Okay.
That's not us, but probably Comcast.
Okay. I wasn't quite sure. I didn't stop to ask them, and then when I came back at the end of the day, there were these painted squares. I'm like, oh, what's that about? So,
Yep.
Okay.
Looks like they're probably starting to work in your area,
Okay.
maybe. So.
okay. Well, good job to staff.
No,
on that front.
it's been a really fun ride with receiving these grants and being able to get things done, so.
Okay. Any other questions? Yeah. We have nothing on the consent agenda, so we'll move right to the action agenda. First item is a public hearing for consideration and adoption of resolution number 24-18. Presenting will be Wade Nickerson, Finance Director, and the time is 6:39. I am opening the public hearing.
Good evening, Mayor and Trustees. This resolution, 24-18, is a budget amendment. We have recognized some additional projects that we need to need to get appropriated, as well as we have some revenues that to offset some grant revenues to offset a couple pieces of equipment we're going to buy. The items are summarized in the budget summary, but I will quickly run through what they are. In the general fund, we have IT consultation, PD mobile camera system, via a match for via mobility service here in town. In the water fund, we have some additional funds needed for the Ehrlich Lake pump house, and some additional funds for the alluvial well blending project, as well as some software. And the software that we're talking about is some rating software, and that's going to be split between the water fund, the sewer fund, and the storm drainage fund. And so those are the two changes to water, or to the sewer and the storm water fund is for that software. And I'd be happy to take questions.
Okay, questions from the board, starting with Trustee Beckman.
No questions, please.
Okay, Trustee Wakeman,
No questions.
Trustee Lane,
No questions.
Trustee Nix,
No questions.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean.
No questions.
Okay, and I don't have any.
Thank you.
Been over before, so thank you very much. Do we have any comments from the public? And no public online? All right, the time is 6:41. I'll close the public hearing. Is there any further discussion from the board on budget adjustments? I'll take a motion on the matter.
I move to adopt Resolution 24-18, recognizing and appropriating funds to carry out activities and complete projects approved by the town board.
I second.
Town clerk, please call for a vote.
Trustee Nix,
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman,
Yes.
Trustee Beckman,
Yes.
Trustee Lane,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean,
Yes.
Mayor Austin.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is consideration and approval of an intergovernmental agreement for the Weld County On-Demand Transit Program to operate in the town of Milliken. Presenting is Cheryl Powell, Town Administrator.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. As you recall, it was a while ago, we had some residents that approached the board during a public comment section, and they're seeking some sort of transportation services, mainly because of disabilities. Currently, we have nothing in town that serves those that are at that disadvantage. So a couple years ago, we were approached by Via Mobility in order to join with them in this grant that they had to provide services here, but it was quite costly for the few people that during their pilot program that utilized the service. So after speaking more with the board, decided to reach out to Via again and see if there was any way to be able to have services for the town and what that cost would be. So this is the outcome of that. They did have additional funding available to be able to put another bus en route in this area and another driver. So there would be two buses in our area between Johnstown and Milliken to be able to serve the residents. And that this program would go through, end in June of 2025. And I think that'll give us a good sense of how many people really would utilize this service, I think. And what I like about this service is it's for individuals age 60 and up, as well as individuals with a disability, where none of the other, like I said, services through Weld County provide. So, other than for seniors.
Okay. Thank you. Questions from?
Real quick.
Oh, yes.
So the amount on it is $13,500, and that would be for the year. I did speak with Evan, or emailed with Evan Pinkham with Weld County, and so Severance is bringing this to their board next month to see if they'd be interested in having Via Mobility. If they do, it will decrease this cost for us. And they're also trying to get in contact with somebody in Eaton in order to do the same thing. So the more municipalities that join on, the less of a cost it will be to each individual municipality.
Okay. Questions from the board, starting with trustee Nix.
I only had a question of how long it was gonna run, but you answered that with the year, so that's nice that it's for a whole year.
Trustee Lane?
How often do they give the stats of, how many people are using it? Is it quarterly or monthly? Or?
That I don't know, but they, and that's a good question. They were able to provide me what was going on in Johnstown, so I could kind of get an idea. And I don't know if that was on a monthly or a quarterly basis.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, that'd be nice, to know, so we kind of track it as,
Sure.
well, it's.
And I think this time too, if we are behind this, we will heavily promote it, in every way that we can for people to use it.
Are they going to have a booth at Beef and Bean Day to advertise?
No, but if we do decide, we certainly can have maybe flyers from them that we could put at the town booth.
Yeah, I think that, if we could get something that we could post that really draws attention to the service.
Yeah, I can certainly ask them.
Great.
Ask them if they do want a booth at Beef and Bean Day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since we have a few booths left.
I have about 16 of them left, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, booth, or if not, flyers.
Great.
Okey-doke.
Okay, trustee Wakeman.
So people need to officially have disability, correct, in order to use the service, so with the state or.
Correct.
And not any potential temporary, do you know if
My guess is even if it was temporary, usually you're provided with something from your doctor.
Yeah.
That would, like a temporary handicap placard. I'm sure they would probably accept honor that as well, yes.
So I was kind of trying to look in our demographics on seniors, and this is probably off by going 60 up, because it probably was qualifying at 65 and up, and then with disability, individuals within the community with disability, anticipating about 20%, that it would maybe be available to about 20% of our
It sounds
population.
about
Does
right.
that sound right to you?
Mhm. Sounds about right.
It was kind of, obviously, I was just going off of what demographics were available online. So just trying to think a little bit, and I called Cheryl today and asked her just a few questions, my reservation is kind of this amount of funding for what percentage of people it benefits, kind of thing, and certainly it seems like a great service to provide. It's just a little bit of conflict on who funds it, and generally I would hope there could be an outside group that could provide such a service rather than using government, using taxpayer across the board. But I don't see that we have another group that's capable of providing this, and so comparatively to where we spend money in other areas, I guess I think it's justifiable to fund. So.
Yeah, I certainly hope so. I'm pretty excited to see, and especially now with the winter months approaching, where a lot of people who may feel more comfortable, especially our aged population, comfortable driving in the summer months with the roads. Yeah. It may be a big difference for them come winter months.
Yeah, I'm definitely with Trustee Lane that I would certainly like to see the statistics, kind of looking to use it maybe on a temporary basis, and then
Sure.
go back and
I'm interested.
revisit. Yeah, as we see how much use it gets.
Trustee Beckman, any questions?
No questions, just excited that we're gonna have the service, and I hope people will use it.
Correct.
But thank you, Cheryl, for everything you guys did to get this going.
Oh, no, you're welcome. Happy to do so.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean.
Just clarification, you say it's for a year. Is this the contract year then, not a calendar year?
It's the contract year. So the grant that they received and how they put together the contract, we're kind of like joining in on an agreement that's already in place between Johnstown and LaSalle and the county. So this is just a remainder of it. And so it ends in June of 2025.
Okay, so it's almost a year.
Almost a year, correct. And so Well County is going to look for additional funding, grant sources in order to continue this after that June 2025 date.
So it's really a fiscal year, not a contract year.
Correct.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. It's a reasonable portion of a year for me. I just wanted to clarify.
Sure.
Any final questions?
Yes. When can we expect it to start?
As soon as we have our agreement in place.
Okay.
So I will
So-
notify them if the board decides to enter into this agreement, then I will notify them immediately tomorrow.
So it could potentially start tomorrow.
I would have to check with VIA, but it could. They have their vans coming and going here already for, dropping seniors off from other places on Mondays and Fridays, so for our senior program.
Any other questions? Very exciting. So I have no further questions. So at this point, I'll take a motion on the matter.
I move to approve the intergovernmental agreement for the Weld County on-demand transit program to operate in the town of Milliken to provide service for residents of the town.
I second.
Town Clerk, please take a vote.
Trustee Wakeman,
Yes.
Trustee Beckman,
Yes.
Trustee Lane,
Yes.
Trustee Nix,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean,
Yes.
Mayor Austin.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Maybe the first online advertisement can be if it's a poll, whether it's pronounced via or via.
And I'm old enough to ride on this thing.
Good to know. So am I. All right, for the next portion of the agenda, I will be recusing myself. Both items refer to the Milliken Events Committee that we have coming up. I am the president of the committee, so therefore there is a conflict of interest if I participate.
Item C, consideration and adoption of a resolution 24-20 fireworks. Carrie Reinberger, Town Clerk, presenting.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem and trustees. Tonight before you is a resolution for adoption approving a fireworks display permit for the Milliken Events Committee through Tri-State Fireworks on August 10th, 2024 during the town's 100th annual Beef and Bean Day event. Milliken Municipal Code Section 101020A states that the town board has the power to grant these permits. Milliken Events Committee will enter into the agreement with Tri-State, and the property owner has provided authorization for the display, which will be at TRPR. And that is pretty much some of it. If you have any questions.
Questions, Trustee Beckman.
No questions, thanks.
Trustee Nix.
No questions.
Trustee,
Lane, no questions. No questions.
Trustee Mandy.
No questions.
I have no questions. I'll take a motion on this, please.
I move to adopt Resolution 24-20 approving fireworks display permit to Tri-State Fireworks Incorporated to provide a public fireworks display on August 10th, 2024 during the town's 100th annual Beef and Bean Day event.
I second.
I have a motion and a second to adopt Resolution 24-20. Will the town clerk please take roll?
Trustee Beckman,
Yes.
Trustee Lane,
Yes.
Trustee Nix,
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman,
Yes, it's one
Mayor.
of my favorite things.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, now For this portion of the meeting, the town board is convening as the liquor licensing authority with consideration and approval of a special events liquor permit for the Milliken events. Carrie Reinberger, town clerk, presenting.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem and trustees. Tonight before you is a request from the Milliken Events Committee to hold a beer garden during the 100th Annual Beef and Bean Day celebration. They have agreed to have a tips trained manager in the beer garden for the entire duration of the time. The staff report and the posting of the board meeting has been prepared in accordance with Milliken Municipal Code Section 6220 through 6240 and 62210 through 62240. The complete application and all fees were paid by the events committee on July 1st, 2024. And a sign was posted on July 8th at the Milliken Athletic Complex, also where TRPR is at 320 Centennial Drive. The application is required by the Colorado Department of Revenue and appears to be in compliance with their codes as well as ours. We suggest that you approve the Milliken liquor permit based on the following findings. The applicant has submitted documentation to satisfy statutory requirements. Pursuant to section 445107 of the Colorado Revised Statutes, the town of Milliken received a completed application including all payment of fees. Pursuant to section 445106-2 of the statutes, public notice of the proposed permit and procedure for protesting issuance of the permit for at least 10 days prior to the event. According to the town clerk's investigation, there have been no protests filed with my office. The proposed location is located within 500 feet of a school. However, no classes are scheduled during the event. The applicant is incorporated under the laws of the state of Colorado for the purpose of social, fraternal, patriotic, political, education, or athletic nature. And there's no pecuniary gain. Sorry. The applicant does qualify under these sections. The applicant is compliant with section 445105-3 because of issuance of the special event permit will not result in more permits than 15 days of one calendar year. Based on those findings, we do suggest you approve their permit, and I'm open to any questions.
Town board discussion. Trustee Wakeman?
No questions.
Trustee Lane?
No questions.
Trustee Nix?
No questions.
Trustee Beckman?
No question.
Logan? I just wanted to ask about you mentioned the school within 500 feet but not being in session. We can make an exception since they are not in session, is that correct?
Correct, sir.
Okay, thank you. That's my only question. I would entertain a motion at this time.
I move to approve the proposed findings and order on the application for a special event permit for Milliken Events Committee for the 2024 Beef and Bean Day event on August 10th, 2024 at the Milliken Athletic Complex.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. Please call roll.
Trustee Lane,
Yes.
Trustee Nix,
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman,
Yes.
Trustee Beckman,
Yes, this is one of my favorites.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean,
Yes.
motion carries.
All right. And if someone would get Mayor Austin, I'll turn it over to her.
Thank you.
Have we reconvened as the town board?
Yes.
Do we have fireworks?
Yes.
No.
Yes
Do we
and
have
no.
liquor?
Maybe.
All righty. The rest of the reports are written. Do we have any board member reports?
I did attend the North Front Range Metropolitan Organization meeting. wasn't too exciting. However, they do have a new executive director, and he did reach out to me a couple of days ago, and Town Administrator Powell and Pepper McClanahan and myself will be meeting with him in the near future just to get him up to speed on what's going on in the community.
Terrific. Thank you. Any questions? Thank you, Trustee Dean. Mayor Pro Tem Dean.
I attended the, baseball game between the fire and, Rockbridge Fire and, Milliken PD and Johnstown PD. Chief Benny, was a wonderful pitcher for the team. He did awesome. So, just wanted the fire unfortunately won, but, the PD will get him next year, so.
All right,
Sound
thank
like
you
a
very
fun
much.
event.
Any other reports or comments? All right, if there's no further business to come before the board, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
A motion to adjourn.
A second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are out. See you next board meeting. Hope everybody has a nice evening. Good night.